At Blue Care, we provide predominantly aged care services and allied health and community services to almost 100,000 people per year. We're the largest provider of Indigenous health services and rural and remote services in Australia. There is such a wide variety of needs from our elderly people, and we have a philosophy in Australia now of living longer, living better, and living at home. We have over 8,500 staff, and as I said, 2,500 volunteers at Blue Care. And what motivates them is to give back and to improve the quality of people's lives. And it could be one of our volunteers going and sitting and talking to somebody, reading a book to somebody, or taking them for a walk, or taking them to the library. As our population grows older, and our working population grows older, we are having to find talent in the younger generation. So we're having to try and reshape ourselves, and rebrand ourselves, and motivate and engage our people. One of the reasons why we're choosing Saba, to be able to engage our people, to be able to let them network, and to give them better access to tools and to learning. By using Saba and by using all of the modules that we will implement, then we will be able to attract and retain and train our people much better. A big plus for us all is to have an integrated suite so that we can continue that whole life journey in the one system, and people are comfortable, they know where to go, they can have their whole employee life cycle in that system. Being in the clinical and in the health industry, we have a lot of compliance requirements, and we found that we had 3 or 4 systems out in our business, and it was almost impossible to get a quick record or snapshot of what the training was, of who their people were. We started with the LMS so that we'll be able to get those records and have that compliance at hand immediately. Now, having online training and consistent standards, we'll be able to reach so many people in those remote areas. We'll be able to provide the best training, consistent training, and let people engage and let people network. After the LMS, we are looking at recruitment and then succession. After succession, we'll look at performance. So we are hoping that with recruitment, we will be able to reach out to a lot more potential people, and also provide all of our 8,500 plus people internally the opportunity to apply for all of the roles that we do. By having Recruit at Work, we will have talent pools, we'll be able to internally manage our people, they'll have greater mobility and greater transparency. So a year from now, I think once we have our Saba modules implemented, we'll have far more motivated staff, because they can see their career, they can see their training, they will be transparent. One of the most important reasons for us getting Saba meeting is that we will be able to have people share ideas, network with one another, and then bring all of those ideas in, and we can formulate where we go from there. We do use Saba meeting for not only for our employees, but also for our clients. If we had a case where we couldn't get to a client, we could use Saba meeting then, and we have, to reach that client and be able to talk to them about what it is that they needed and provide clinical help across the line to them. We've used Saba meeting to be able to connect with family members, to talk to them, and to be able to ask what it is really that that person needs, because we travel, believe it, 30 million miles every year. So if we can reduce that, we can still give the attention, the care and the love that somebody might need without having to physically be there, then that's also the way of the future for us as well. Saba Mobile will be critical for us. We'll have clinical training in the system. If they need to check what was that procedure, what was that training that I just looked at, they'll be able to pull that up on their mobile even before they go into somebody's house or a facility. At Blue Care, like any industry or any company, we have our employee life cycle. And when you try and put a value on what is the most important part, it's difficult, because unless you have the right heart, unless you have the right beginning, that recruitment of the right attitude, then you really can't start. You really can't start and finish well. You can give people lots of skills, you can give people qualifications and training, but you can't give them a good heart. Saba helps me motivate and engage my team.